is up, guys? Welcome to the Casual Wrestling YouTube channel and TikTok channel. This is the Mike and D Show, where we bring you the fast-paced answers to wrestling's biggest questions. I am Nerdy D, joined as always by Milwaukee Mike. And today we have a jam-packed show to run through. This is our SummerSlam preview special. If you want to support the channel, you can do that through YouTube Super Chats or by grabbing a Casual Wrestling YouTube membership, which is just $2.99 right now. It's a steal of a deal for all of the content we bring to you every week. Housekeeping, this Saturday, August 3rd, we are hosting the SummerSlam Roman Reigns watch party. We've officially been put on watch. I feel like it's happening more now than ever, but we'll talk about that in just a minute. The stream will start when the show is at the main event. So the last, which we're assuming now is Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa, correct?
Yeah.
So the show starts when we get to that last main event, and then we'll run post SummerSlam with reactions and conversation about what we saw. But let's jump into it. I see Wavy D, what's up? Saw a couple people in the TikTok chat. What's up? Mike, let's start out. I want to get your take on Monday Night Raw before we jump into SummerSlam. What did you grade Monday Night Raw?
Just basic, like a six. Your typical go home show where there's more segments in the back and more promos cut, vignettes. The matches, you don't expect any good matches really. I mean, the main event was good.
Yeah.
The Dominic and Sami Zayn match, that made sense with, some storyline or whatnot, but typical go home show. I think, the star of the show was, the Wyatt Six segment for sure. Finally seeing, each week now, it seems like there's progression being made. I'm with you. The video packages, we're done with those.
Yeah.
Let's be done with those. We don't need them.
They've
anymore.
lost all the substance that made them special at the beginning.
Yeah,
They're making noises and shit.
Yeah, like seeing the faces now. I'm good with the progression now. I'm good with it.
Me too. We don't need all the videos. I was at a 6 as well. I see Quentin in the chat said he was at a 6 as well. There's not a lot you can do one week out from SummerSlam. You can't. Like we said, everything's set, everything's ready to go. So you've just got to get us to our destination. I still think there's like 30 minutes too much on Monday Night Raw that just needs to be cut and taken out. I don't know what you do, because there's the other 30 minutes of that last hour that is worth watching. So maybe we just have to live and put up with the the stud line shit. I will say, in the defense of the stud line now, that has made it fun. Just because we've given them a name. Yeah. And so now I'm interested in what I wasn't interested in, just because of kind of the community aspect of it.
For sure. And I think now with damage control kind of coming back,
it could pick up. It could get
interesting.
It also could go to complete shit though, because to be honest with you, when fucking EO starts speaking in Japanese or whatever it is, I'm lost. I'm out. There's a lot of screaming and shit, and then we cut to Dakota and she's like, yeah, I'll decipher it here. All right, cool. Why don't we just let Dakota talk? Let her be the leader of the group.
100%.
All right, so SummerSlam, we got 7 matches. So this isn't our typical Triple H card. Not our 5. We're gonna go 7. Yeah. I'm suspecting there's some shenanigans in the card that one of these is a squash match. We'll get to that. But let's start off with Logan Paul, LA Knight, a match that 2 weeks ago I was confident that I knew what was going to happen, but you said something last week and sparked something inside me that completely, after our show, I went and thought about it. I was like, oh no, he's right. Like I missed a little detail on SmackDown that Logan said that absolutely I think is fortune telling what's going to happen. But what do you have happening in this match?
So first, could we just before we get there?
Yeah.
CM Punk was on First Take today. I don't know if you've seen
No. So I didn't see this. So yeah, let's jump into this then.
He was talking about SummerSlam.
Okay.
And he had mentioned at one point in the segment that this SummerSlam card is better than what WrestleMania was. How do you feel about that?
Let me look at it. So right off the bat,
because he's got some credibility to it.
Okay, but right off the bat, it's anything that doesn't have Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes on it. That's hard to make an argument for that, because that match was epic.
Now, what if Roman shows up?
it's still not the same. Like you had The Undertaker, you had The Rock, you had Cena, you had but let's play the game, because I like the game of let's take that match off because that's all time.
Yeah.
And let's look at it from the other standpoint. Yes, I'll agree. 100%. There's no bullshit on this card.
No.
This is going to be 7 matches that we're going to pay attention and enjoy, and from start to finish, this is look, almost every title we give a shit is on the line.
Yep.
And outside of, I want to get your take, and we can start with this or at the end of this. I've been seeing this all over the internet. The lack of black superstars on this card. What is your feeling on that?
Listen, man, I haven't even really thought about that, honestly. Like,
it's a conversation that's going on in the internet, and I hate even getting into this kind of shit, because I don't know the mindset of Triple H. Is it 100% circumstance, or is the motherfucker a racist, right?
I mean, let's if you really think about it, who that is minority could have been on the card?
Bianca and Jade. That's my argument.
Okay.
How do you have SummerSlam without one of the two?
That's a valid argument. I mean, I can't.
But then you look at the rest of the fucking card and you go, where?
Yeah.
Because we also don't want watered down matches.
And you also got to think, like, the women's tag team championships are just not credible. They're just not credible. Yeah,
no, I agree. I mean, it's not. That's the problem. There's no caliber. This is a good card. You just said it. CM Punk said it. This is as good as a WrestleMania. I found it interesting because, like, my Facebook and my Reddit, that's the conversation.
Really? I haven't seen that. That's interesting.
And
that's interesting.
I see the arguments from all sides. You know, they say that, like, well, you know, there's a lot of Samoans on the card. There's a lot of other people. I don't know. I hate the argument of race, right? Because I love every different wrestler. And I just want the 7 best matches, but I do understand the argument. I think it's worth having discussion. But okay. So yes, I'm with you though. This card better than WrestleMania from start to finish.
100%.
All in one night. This is what I want WrestleMania to be.
Like 7 to 8
one
matches.
Night, 7 matches, the best of the best. And I'm sorry if you don't get on the card. And I'm okay even. I've said what WrestleMania weekend should be is NXT on Friday or Saturday morning. Something similar, but an undercard on Saturday that's not WrestleMania. Give it a different name. And put the people who didn't make the big WrestleMania, like All-Star Weekend for the NBA, right? The All-Star game is Sunday. Let's do something fun on Saturday where everybody, like maybe a Royal Rumble type thing. An event where everybody is involved. Maybe the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, just do it on Saturday, do it at Fan Access, show it on Netflix or something like that. And then let's have the 7 major matches on Sunday.
I hear what you're saying, but like for me, it's like if you don't make the card, you don't make the card, man. Let's not turn into AEW here. No. Like throwing.
I'm with you in that argument. Mine is more because of the experience of going to WrestleMania. You want something to do it's not for the like let's get everybody a participation into the event. It was more because I think you could do. I mean, but I guess just build NXT up, right?
Build it up, yeah.
Do Friday night UF SmackDown and the Hall of Fame. Saturday night, make your NXT event matter. And then Sunday, do your big
WrestleMania.
Your big WrestleMania. I'm with you on that. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm just trying to spread it out over a weekend because you need events for people to go to.
Yeah, I got you.
But I like this 7 tight summer. This card from start to finish is phenomenal.
It's gonna be good.
Let's see. Wavy D says the card is technically diverse outside of black. You have Scottish, Samoan, Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Austrian. That's true too. I mean, I guess that's, I was just going off of this is when I opened my Facebook this morning, that was the conversation. And I was like, well, I guess I could see, I'm probably biased because Bianca's not on the card. I'm pissed off. That's probably part of my issue here.
Hey, BBL Bayley's there.
BBL Bayley is there. Okay, so let's start with Logan Paul and LA Knight. The match that you kind of changed my mind on. What do you have happening in that match?
Yeah, so, I think what you were referring to earlier was that Logan Paul City has a Cleveland surprise.
Yes,
and,
100%.
And obviously we would have to assume that's going to be something that's going to benefit him. Now, I could also see it being where if it's somebody that's prominent in Cleveland, that they would want to, turn on Logan and get the ovation from the crowd. So I could see both sides of the spectrum here. I could see an argument where you could say if LA Knight loses this match, I mean he's got to be done. Like he's buried at this point. I mean, like I get he's a fan favorite. He can always carry himself with the good promos. He seems to be a good storyteller. Like when he gets into a storyline with somebody, it seems to always carry and go well. But man, my man, he's fought for the Romans title. He's fought for the World Heavyweight title. He's fought for the IC title, I think. I mean, this is kind of like the last line of titles here. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go LA Knight. I'm gonna go LA Knight because I think that you need to kind of bring that title back to SmackDown. I think you definitely need a weekly appearance from the U.S. title. They brought significance back to the IC title on Raw. You need something similar on SmackDown. And I think with Logan, 2 title defenses in like almost 300 days, man. I get the outside, access that he brings, but at some point you gotta have that title be prominent again. So I'm rolling LA Knight.
So see, where you sparked me was, and this was the line of thinking, I still think LA Knight is headed towards winning the United States Championship. I just don't think it's at SummerSlam. I think there's going to be shenanigans that cost him the match. I thought when you said surprise, I immediately go to Jake Paul. Does Jake Paul get involved or something like that, causing LA Knight to have to go another 30 days? I don't think we've gotten all of the juice out of the orange between LA Knight and Logan Paul. I think they can go another 3 weeks of build towards a second, especially if Logan is committed to like the next 3 weeks being a part of the build towards LA Knight winning at is Bash at Berlin would be next, right? Is that that's what follows up? I could see that happening. I could see it happening on a SmackDown as well, as them using that as a SmackDown moment.
I want to throw it because I seen it either today or yesterday on X. This Bradley Martin stuff between him and Logan. And I guess Bradley Martin, they and him got into a fight maybe about a month or so ago. Mm-hmm. And I guess recently he's accusing Logan of like doing steroids, and Logan said he'll beat his ass.
I saw that. I've seen that then they had like a fight off camera or something.
Does Bradley Martin pop up and cause a distraction?
Is he known enough?
I mean, is anybody in Logan's crew really known enough?
That's true, too. I see Quentin here saying Myles Garrett showing up and turning on Logan, but you said I said I don't like NFL players in the mix. I don't think I want the Kelsey brothers is more. I did yesterday. Yesterday, I made the argument. I said I don't want NFL players. I think I misspoke. I overreacted. I was a little pissed off because of the Bianca Belair shit, the hate that I've been getting around here on that topic. But I did say I don't want NFL players. I think I don't want the Kelsey brothers. Well, if Myles Garrett shows up, I'm fucking geeking out. That motherfucker's a beast.
Well, I mean, Kelsey, one of them's like training camp, so that's kind of out of the.
Yeah, I just don't think Jason Kelsey doesn't move the needle for me enough. Yeah. Myles Garrett would be fun, but I still want something. I like you picked me up on I think Logan winning it one more time. And here's my problem. When I look at the totality of the card, I think 3 title changes is a lot, and I still have Nia winning, and we'll get there in a minute. So this is where I go back and forth on this. I don't know that both mid-card titles will change in one night. That's the overthinker in me trying to play out the night and say, do they take away Braun's spotlight by having LA Knight? At this point, I don't know how committed they are to LA Knight.
That's a good question.
Because it feels like this is long overdue. This feels like one of those things that they let cook almost too long. And are we really going to be that excited if LA Knight wins on Saturday?
I think so.
Are we more excited for LA Knight, though, or that the title is just back? I would be more excited if Montez Ford won at this point, or there's a lot of other people on that list now that I think LA Knight's cooled off in my book. But you're saying yes?
I think it's a mixed bag. Like, okay, I think you're happy that LA Knights finally got something, but I think you're also happy that, all right, we might see some storyline here with the U.S. title that's more consistent.
I will be excited about. But I do think it comes more at Bash at Berlin because that's a tough. What do you immediately transition LA Knight into then? Coming out of SummerSlam. Santos Escobar, Andrade.
I was thinking Carmelo.
You could go Carmelo.
Him and Carmelo had a little
setting
thing
that
on.
up. That's true.
Yeah.
And I think they're setting Andrade up for Cody, is what it looked like for me.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so you're going LA Knight. I'm
going
going Logan
LA
Paul.
Knight.
I'm going Logan Paul on that one. I think you swayed. And up until last week, I would have gone LA Knight, but I think you swayed me with that. There's a surprise coming.
Okay.
So let's then go Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
How do you see this going?
This is Braun. I mean, let me step back. This has to be Braun.
This is the beginning of Braun.
You cannot have him lose 2 PLEs in a row. You can't. You can't do it. He loses the momentum. It's got to be Braun.
I'm with you. This is the beginning of the era of Braun Breaker, and from here it's fucking Rocket strapped on his fucking back, and it's kind of the Gunther path, right? It's not gonna stop for Braun Breaker. That's why I say about LA Knight. LA Knight will win. He can lose. He's always gonna be LA Knight. This is the moment. Braun can't lose twice. I love the bringing in the comedy thing. I love the Braun Breaker mentioning I slipped. I messed up. If they were going to have him lose at Money in the Bank, which I didn't love then, at least they've handled the promo up until this next one. And I think the teases of Jay and Sammy have been to ease, maybe not to get Sammy back in the bloodline. I have to think more about that. But I think they are to ease the blow of Sammy losing the title. He can kind of, just hang around with Jay, and their comedy will keep them elevated long enough.
Yeah,
but I think you'd have to be almost crazy at this point to think Sammy takes down Braun twice in a row.
Yeah, that'd be that. I mean, to me, that's just nuts.
This is the one on the card where I think there's a chance this could be a squash match. This could be the one that we all just kind of look at it and go, "Oh shit!" Like they did that.
Yeah, because I think Sammy's kind of been like, "Oh, you thought you did your homework and yada yada, but I still prevailed." Well, now it's like
it's a little bit of arrogance.
Braun's gonna be like, "All right, did this wrong."
And you talk about scrapping a rocket. I called for the squash match at Money in the Bank. In practical terms, if you're going to squash Sami Zayn, I feel like you got to give him the one win then. If he's going to do that job for you a month later and let you go over and that kind of dominant, and maybe it's not a squash, but I expect it to be a dominant finish at least, where it's just Braun kind of destroying Sami.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm expecting. And so I guess it makes sense in practical terms that Sammy's got to get his one. He's got to get his 50-50 at least, so that if I'm gonna take this incredible fall, but I think we're both in the world of Braun Breaker wins.
I'm with you.
Quentin wrote in and said, "Who did Logan have show up to help him?" I think he means who do we think? I think we kind of touched on that.
A couple people, yeah.
Cade Meister from TikTok says he thinks Penta will show up. That's an AEW thing, right? Pentel.
I think so.
Pentel. That's one of the mask guys, right? Is he free agent?
See, that's above my pay grade.
Yeah. I don't suspect any major surprises on a night where Roman Reigns is coming back.
Nah.
I think you've got your one. You've got your big surprise. I don't think you're going to see, outside of Logan Paul bringing a celebrity influence in, there won't be a wrestling surprise at SummerSlam. All right, next up, I got Nia Jax versus Bayley. I'm adamant this is Nia's night. Because kind of the same way you're talking about LA Knight, I feel like with Nia Jax, she's got to get over the hill.
Yeah, I think, because it's just like at that point, then it's like, what do you really do? But then it's like, all right, well, she's got this storyline with Tiffany going. So if she does lose, there could be that angle still. So, you got to go back and forth. I think for me personally, I would like to see Nia win. I think this has been the best run that she's had of her career, of me watching at least personally. And for it to just kind of go under the bridge with no title, I think that would be kind of not doing justice for her. So I think I'm rolling with Nia. That's been my pick, I think, since this match was announced, and I'm gonna stay with it.
I'm going Nia. I think that the dynamic of Nia Jax winning the title and then having Tiffany constantly as a threat is going to build up, and we kind of talked about this yesterday. I think it's going to ultimately push Tiffy into a babyface role, which is where I think WWE really wants her.
Yeah.
I think they see her as a babyface. That we talked yesterday. That character can still work as a babyface. You can still be the kind of Paris Hilton reality star, even though she's even toned it down a little bit, and she's rounding out the character. But I ultimately think that Nia wins and that Tiffy becomes the babyface and cashes in somewhere down the road. Bayley doesn't need the title. That's the thing I'll say about the title doesn't necessarily benefit Bayley that much. Bayley's honestly, I feel like, hindered a little bit by having a title because she does have to work in this babyface. She's such a better heel to me than she is babyface.
Yeah. I think this is just me kind of looking at the whole thing. I think Bayley's on her way out, man.
Oh, you do? Really?
Slowly.
Interesting.
And I don't mean like out of the company. I just like from the in-ring stuff. It seems like she's more interested in like the backstage helping,
which makes sense. I could see Bayley transitioning into another faction at some point where she, I'm like you. I think she does, like we saw with Damage Control, she did take that veteran kind of backseat. I could see her doing it again if she saw the right cast and crew to get together. But that's interesting. That makes sense to me. But I think I've got Nia penciled in here.
Yep.
All right, let's go Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. This one interests me. I'm excited for this one.
I'm excited for it too. I think ultimately, Liv wins. Because I just don't know. Like, okay, if Rhea wins, like, how does this progress? Because do we really think if Rhea wins that Liv is just going to get a one up on her at the rematch or whatever? I think Liv has to win, and if there is a rematch, that's when Rhea could capitalize.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think
so, and I think Dom is probably going to be the key factor in this.
100%. Sure. And so we were kind of working this out yesterday. I think that either on purpose or accidental, I'm starting to think that it's going to be accidental. That Dom cost Rhea the match, and that Liv is going to immediately turn back from, like, devastated to he loves me. He loves me. Okay. He did it on purpose. I got you, like, wink, wink. I know you didn't want to make it obvious, but you helped me keep my title.
Yeah.
Which in turn, then I think Rhea's going to dump Dom, leading him to gravitate to Liv. Then Wavy D kind of said, interesting enough, which is going to then lead to the fact that Finn Balor and Liv Morgan were working together the whole time.
Seems like it.
To double cross the Judgment Day.
Seems like it.
That
seems like it at this point.
When we worked that out in our heads, that felt like that worked to me. That felt like that's how you keep it going for the next 3 or 4 months. Because, if Rhea just comes back and beats Liv, I think it completely destroys Liv's character. I think it puts a halt on what's been a fun soap opera for the last couple of weeks. It's been fun to watch. So, it's going to be Dom. We know it's just in what capacity does Dom get involved in the match? Is it on purpose? Is it an accident? I guess there's the angle where Dom cost Liv the match in some way, and it continues with Dom or Liv being kind of the crazy,
So my theory is, and I said that at Bad Blood, it was going to be a Hell in a Cell between Drew and CM Punk. I retracted that statement. I could see Liv winning SummerSlam. I could see Rhea winning Bash in Berlin. And I could see this going to a Hell in a Cell where it's like, all right, no one's getting in this fucking in this match anymore. No Dom, no Judgment Day. It's me and you in the cell.
I like that.
I could see that. I could see that.
I like that. I like that a lot. And that'll lead us into Punk and Drew, because I think they've given up on Punk and Drew McIntyre. I think they've just, I don't know what internal information they have that they've read, because to me, this was what I was most excited about coming into SummerSlam, was just straight up let these two guys fight. And then Seth Rollins integrated himself in by whatever means. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if he was a contingency plan that then they go, well, we'll just, more superstar power is better. This is the one time where I'm like, no, we had exactly what we wanted, minus a bracelet, but I could live with the bracelet. What I can't fucking live with, Mike, is puffy sleeves on a referee shirt. I can't, because this match felt so just pure. It was just two fucking guys that didn't like each other that were going to go at it, and then I felt like Seth was on the way out. I thought we had talked like Seth was starting to talk in terms of a character change. Now he's got a puffy fucking referee suit with leather, and he clearly, that promo was to make that match about him.
Yeah, man. And I mentioned this last week. I said putting him into this match, it worried me, because I felt like the crowd was going to be singing his song, and it was just going to be all about Seth at some point in this match. And, based off last night, him coming out with this whole, it's like, you're right. Like, this thing was just on a platter, ready to go, bake it up with a 5-course meal and dessert. Like, just perfect. And now it's just like, well, what's really going to happen now in this match? I still think it's going to be a hell of a match. I think they're going to destroy the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
I think having Seth as a referee, I think he's going to let some shit slide, which
definitely
I could appreciate.
Yeah.
I could appreciate that. I just don't know what the end goal is. Now, I have Drew McIntyre winning this match because I think he needs the win more than CM Punk.
Agree. 100%.
I think if CM Punk wins this match, what do you do with Drew McIntyre at this point? He's lost every title shot that he had, every title match. He got cashed in. He's got, just there's nothing left for him. So if he wins this, he's got something to at least stand on for now. And then CM Punk, depending on how the match ends, we can, figure that out as we go. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Drew, but I'm with you. I'm still high on it, but just not as high.
Yeah, the problem for me is at this point it has to be about Seth Rollins, right? Because this really comes down to now, who is Seth willing to count for?
Yeah.
That's what the whole story arc is now, right? Because it's going to turn into everybody attacking Seth, and then it's going to look like a triple threat match where the referee's involved at one point, and then it's going to come down to Punk pins Drew and Seth won't make the count, right? And then Drew pins Punk and Seth won't make the count. So who does he finally make the count? Or, is it a situation where like double count out stupid shit where then we go to a triple threat the next Premium Live event? I hope they don't fuck it up.
Yeah, I was thinking because there was a part in the segment last night where CM Punk made it clear to Seth Rollins, I don't need your help.
Don't help me.
So I'm wondering if we can get swerved and Seth does end up helping him. That would be interesting.
That's interesting.
That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
This is now interesting for different reasons, not the reasons I initially wanted, but it's
right.
I guess it has its own twist now. But I would have rather, for at least SummerSlam, gone Punk and Drew, and then we could have got to all this Seth Rollins shit down the line.
Yeah, I'm with you. All
right, Damian Priest and Gunther.
I'm rolling with Damian here.
Me too.
I think we're gonna keep it on Damian here. It seems to me like, they're really building him up lately in terms of baby. And that promo that he cut in the back last night, that was just like, how does that man lose on Saturday?
I agree.
I don't know. Like, Gunther's going to win the title. He's going to win the title. Not at SummerSlam. It's not going to be at SummerSlam.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you 100%.
Yeah, I don't foresee any shenanigans in this match. I could see something with maybe Finn maybe at some point, but I think Damian gets the W.
I don't think there's shenanigans. I think you're right. I think that we get straight up Damian versus Gunther. We get to see what that looks like. I think Damian wins because it's the knock Gunther down a peg. Kind of the same thing they did with Braun Breaker, right? Mm-hmm. Just the okay, I underestimated this situation. Then I think that gives us the build in between SummerSlam and Berlin to start the Judgment Day shenanigans that will ultimately cost Damian Priest at Bash at Berlin. I think at Bash at Berlin, or a returning Kaiser or something. I know there's a lot of people who believe we're going to get Ilya versus Gunther at Bash at Berlin. I just don't think Triple H has the same stock in Ilya. I think maybe a year from now we get that. Mm-hmm. Or at Royal Rumble or WrestleMania or something like that. But I think we get a second Damian versus Gunther match, and because Drew didn't win it in Scotland, I think they want the optics of the German crowd, standing over Gunther as he wins a title.
Sure.
It'll be a big moment.
I can see that.
Then last but not least here, Mike, we got Cody and Solo.
Yeah.
And we got the tease on Friday that was pretty much an invitation for, and I said I like this because this is what we always complain about in wrestling is, right? Mm-hmm. The anticipation of sitting there all night and wondering, is he, isn't he? I think we're pretty confident now in some form or fashion. Roman will have influence.
And I've seen people saying that, oh, well, Roman works so hard. He deserves this break. He doesn't need to come back yet. I'm like, bro, he's been off for 3-4 months now. Is it April, May, June, July, or 3-4 months? It's time. It's time because you have to think this is weekly episodes. This is not daily. So to build everything that you got to build, before Survivor Series and before next year's WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble, this, you got to kind of get the ball rolling here. Now he doesn't have to show up weekly, which we never expect Roman to show up weekly anyway.
Yeah.
But I think the way I see this match going, the Bloodline is going to get involved. The 2.0 Bloodline is going to get involved in the match. Solo is going to try and pin Cody because, the ref bump, obviously. There's a ref bump.
Yes.
Solo's going to get on Cody, try and wait for the count. The music hits. Mm-hmm. And I think Roman comes out with Jay and Jimmy.
Ooh,
I think they got to be there with them. I think they got, because we're coming to the ring. All right. And it's that's
interesting though, because that skips a little bit of storytelling of how he gets Jay back into the fold. You got some explaining to do.
Unless Jay's not in it yet.
And it's Jimmy, he comes back with Roman?
Jimmy and Roman, and maybe turns.
Interesting.
Maybe. But I think, Roman's, for sure. It ends in DQ. And, I think Roman comes back.
Yeah, I'm going to play a little bit of a devil's advocate to what people are saying in that, Roman's worked so hard. Has he? No, man, I don't mean that. He's had impact, but he showed up 4 times a year.
Yeah.
So he's been on vacation. What we're really asking of Roman Reigns is to give us Fridays. Yep. Work 1 day a week for us. We don't need you at live shows. You don't need to do anything else. Show up maybe 3 out of the 4 weeks a month.
Yep.
And for premium live events or film things from home. We're fine with that too. We've seen that work. But I don't like this idea that Roman's not the hardest working guy in professional wrestling. That argument I don't love. He's had his vacation. You've been off since April. What else is he going to do? You filmed a movie apparently, but this is what you do. This is where you're king. Right. And I will stand on that. I believe that with The Rock coming back and talking to Roman, there was a conversation that was had that's Hollywood's not everything you want it to be. That in this world, you are king.
You are it.
And the minute you step out this door, The Rock blew up to the top, but Roman's not going. The Rock's special. Roman doesn't have that person. Roman's not going to be the biggest Hollywood superstar. He'd have a career closer to a Batista, which even then I don't know.
Right.
Is worth giving up everything you have. He's God in wrestling. as far as WWE fans go, right? And if you're able to get paid, they list him at like $5 million a year to show up every Friday, get on a microphone, because they're not going to make you wrestle on Fridays.
No.
You're showing up to cut a promo and push a story forward, and then you've got to wrestle maybe 20 minutes a month at the biggest shows in the world. Come on, man. Let's not act like he's overworked. I'm with you. I don't know how I feel about I think Jimmy's good. I think if he comes out with Jimmy, I'm good with that. I don't know that I want to skip. There's got to be kind of a heartfelt conversation between Roman and Jay. Even if it's as simple as Jay walking up and Roman going, "We're good." And he's like, "Yeah, we're good. We've always been good. You just had to come back home." Yeah. And so I think I need that moment.
Yeah.
Now is there a world where and this is crazy, but Roman comes out, Jimmy comes out, and they start getting beat down, and Jay makes the save.
I can see that.
And we end the show with like, oh shit, Jay was the kind of hero of the story.
Yeah. I could. Yeah, there's a lot of situations.
This is why SummerSlam's going to be so fun.
Yeah. I'm with you.
All right, so I've got Logan Paul, Braun Breaker, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest. I think Cody retains.
I've got LA Knight, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Nia Jax. I got a DQ in the title fight between Solo and I have Drew McIntyre. Who am I missing?
Damian and Gunther.
And Damian Priest.
Yeah, we're pretty in line.
Okay.
We're pretty in line there.
Yeah.
All right, let's do our bracket battle.
Let's do it.
This is the Casual Wrestling best theme songs.
Okay.
And so once again, this was generated by an AI.
Yep.
We need to give our AI a name. We'll workshop that next week. We're gonna name it the WrestleBot or something like that.
Yeah.
All right. So the way this works is the rules on this one are it can be any theme song that this person's had.
Okay.
And so we still got to settle on one. But so the first matchup is Stone Cold versus The Rock. So we could go Final Boss Rock if we want.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I'll tell you what, Stone Cold, man.
It's hard to beat, right? The Glass Shatter.
The Glass Shatter, but I loved the one theme song that he had with is it Kill Switch? Or who did the second version of Stone Cold?
I don't know that
song?
I've heard it. I've only heard the one theme song.
There was a second one like kind of around where like WCW started invading, like late 90s. I think.
I don't think I ever heard this.
You never heard it?
No, I'll have to look it up afterwards.
It was badass, man. Like it was I think he had it in WrestleMania 18.
Interesting.
I think he you have to look it up.
I only know the fucking glass break and the da.
Does anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about? Are they saying anything?
They're quiet right now. They all left us right now.
So, somebody knows what I'm talking about. But and then the Hollywood Rock theme is an all-timer.
I like Final Boss. That
I like
the switch and the switch and the music kind of get like it hits you that dun 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 dun.
Yeah. So I think we'll go Final Boss Rock.
Okay. Versus
I guess we'll go OG Stone Cold. We'll go to OG.
Okay. That's what most people know.
Yeah, we'll go to OG. I'm gonna go OG Stone Cold.
Okay. When that glass hits, man, people go nuts.
Like you just know some shit's going down.
We got Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart.
Ooh, I like Shawn Michaels is just like all time.
I agree.
That's an all timer.
Bret Hart reminds me too much of Natalia's song. They're too close for me. I start wondering, is Natalia coming?
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan or the Ultimate Warrior?
I never liked Hulk Hogan's thing. I know some people like I know some people love his theme music and everything.
Now though, hold on. Do we get to include the like Hollywood Hogan NWO?
Okay. Now what was the one that What was that one?
I think that's the Hollywood, isn't it?
Was that Hollywood?
I think so. I'm not big
That
on Hogan's lineage either, but I feel
like
like
that one was tough. I like that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't. So it's Hulk and who else?
Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior was tough.
Hold on. I think I might have messed up the chat here. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Because it just went silent at one point, and I never thought to like check it in another place. Give me 1 second. I could easily have been ignoring everybody. Click that. No. They
just silent.
They just went quiet. They went quiet. They didn't want to play bracket battle today.
That's all right. No, I think I'll probably go Hulk Hogan, but the one where it's the Hollywood one.
Okay,
I'll go to Hollywood one.
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you there. All right, Kane and Randy Orton.
Ooh, I mean Randy Orton voices. That's
Yeah, I'm with you. That's a tough
one. Yeah.
Stone Cold, Shawn Michaels.
Ooh. I think I still go Stone Cold, man, because like that, as a kid, I just remember just like, golly.
Anytime Stone Cold's music hits, people lose their shit.
Man.
Hogan so we got NWO or Hollywood Hogan or Randy Orton.
Randy Orton.
Okay.
Yeah. Randy Orton. That's easy.
There. Well, then that gets us to Austin or Orton.
Oh shit! I think it's still Austin, man, because I'm putting myself in that seat. I'm putting myself in that seat.
I'm with Lauren. Will have a problem with us, but I'm with you.
That's all right.
I agree. Right. Stone Cold.
Yeah.
They kicked Bianca out of the last one, so fuck them. CM Punk or Triple H. Now we gotta. CM Punk is cult to personality, right? Even though I like his other theme song, the Fire Burns. What are we going with Triple H here?
I think it's got to be the game.
The game, I think
it's got to be the game.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think I'd go the game.
Okay.
I think I would. Yeah, I think I would.
I would go cult to personality, but I won't argue the game.
I mean, cult. Yeah, like that's a good one. I feel like they did something to it though. I feel like they've changed the cadence and structure of it because it used to hit differently when he there was a remake. There was a remake.
So it's definitely it doesn't have the same energy as like 2011 when he used it at like Money in the Bank. The new one feels a little like less climatic.
I got you. I think the game is just like that's
I mean when
that's pretty
time
tough
to play the game.
Yeah.
When that hits, Undertaker or D-Generation X.
I'm gonna go Undertaker because when that shit happened, man.
No, it's iconic. I mean,
like when I was at WrestleMania this year and that shit happened. Just everybody.
So that is a good point. Just the fucking bell. That's all you need. That hits and you're in. You're strapped in. You're ready to go. So everything that comes after that is just bonus music.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
John Cena or Edge? It's a tough one. That's a tough one. I see what AI is doing here.
Oh shit. Okay.
So John Cena, are we going new John Cena or Thugonomics John Cena?
Probably new.
I'm with you. That to me, that's the classic. That's the one everybody knows.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that when that hits, like
even people outside of wrestling, a lot of people know what that song is.
My dad said that back in the day, he'd be in the club, and they would play.
They'd hit a John
John Cena.
That's different. That's different.
Yeah, that's different. I'm a roll John Cena. I'm gonna roll John Cena.
I'm with you. I'm actually with you. I think this would be the one that most people would disagree with us on because I think people love Edge's song, but for wrestling, John Cena's theme is hard to beat.
Yeah.
Edge just has a good song.
He's got a good song. Yeah, it's a good song.
All right, Chris Jericho or The Shield. This was interesting. This is what I told you that AI had some interesting choices. This is interesting because Jericho, there's a lot of ways you could go. You can go Judas.
You could go Judas.
Or you could go back to Y2J. You
could do that.
You could go just classic Jericho. And then you got The Shield, which...
That's a classic, man.
Yeah, once again, when you talk about like the call signs at the beginning of a song, the glass break, the CM Punk's like the static, the fucking calling out the Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta, that's
a good one,
and
man.
They came, but Judas
hits hard. Judas hits hard.
I'm leaving this to you. This is your list.
I think I get more excited for The Shield, though.
I agree.
I really do.
I agree.
Because because you get the call, but then you get the where are they at?
Oh yeah, you get the where are they at, and that Roman tried to use that theme for a little bit, right after they broke up, and it's It hits.
Yeah.
It hits. All right, Triple H or the Undertaker?
Undertaker. I got to go Undertaker. The gong is just.
Yeah. Now, there's different variations. I'd have to go back and look because the newest version of the Undertaker song is not my favorite version of the Undertaker song.
I think,
There's one that has more of like a more eerie vibe. It's a little, it may be around like the
beginning.
Yeah, the beginning is probably my favorite version, but I think all of them have the same feel. Undertaker.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We've got John Cena or The Shield.
I'm gonna go John Cena.
You got to. I think you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go John Cena.
But now you got Undertaker and John Cena.
Oh my god. Fuck. So I'm gonna put myself. This is how I'm gonna decide. I'm gonna put myself back in Philly.
Okay, you're sitting there
because they both are there.
Hit.
They both are there. And I'm thinking when John Cena came, it was a good reaction. But when that gong hit, man, when I tell you, like, I'm getting smacked in the head by somebody's knee because everybody's jumping. Everybody's jumping. I'm almost falling over because I'm jumping with my Undertaker's. I think I'm going Undertaker on this.
It's different, man.
Yeah,
it's definitely different.
I'm going Undertaker.
All right, here you are. You've made it to the end.
Okay.
Stone Cold Steve Austin versus the Undertaker.
I knew this was coming.
This is where we were headed.
This is where we were headed. I think I have to go Stone Cold, man, because I'm telling you, man, especially like in the late 90s, being in the arena at the peak. I'm talking about like at the peak of the Attitude Era, and that glass would break. You would lose your breath because everybody.
There's no song in wrestling that breaks tension like Stone Cold's.
Yeah,
you're waiting for it.
Yeah,
and then the glass breaks, and you go like everybody else. I've said this. There's a lot of people like Bobby Lashley. I think his theme song. It's not a good interrupting theme song.
Yeah,
when you're coming out to interrupt someone's promo or something, it's not great.
Yeah,
the fucking glass break was just ultimate.
Yeah,
I think CM Punk his static is good too.
Yeah.
And Seth Rollins, which was not on this list, interesting enough.
Okay.
I like the burn it down, that segment of it. I think the other part of it's played out, the singing.
I like his Seth Rollins' original
with
theme.
Just the hard the drum.
Yeah, yeah. I like that one. I like that one better.
Me too. I always like Dean Ambrose's song for some reason too.
That wasn't bad.
Yeah,
I'm
not saying it's a great. I liked it. So we went Stone Cold here, right? Stone Cold's our winner.
Yeah. Stone Cold.
Stone Cold is the casual wrestling best theme song. I think I'm legitimately good with that answer. That
okay.
I would have been good there. I would have been good with The Rock, Undertaker, or CM Punk. I think those are my 4. But Stone Cold is probably the best.
Yeah, it's just different, man. It's just different.
You got anything else before we get out?
Nah, man. I think I'm excited for SummerSlam.
Saturday.
I know I seen in the Discord that Deep was like, hey, there might be some weather. So I'm like, oh man.
So I want to talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up because that's the last thing, and then we'll get out of here. What does that look like?
I was at WrestleMania 37. And they had the rain delays both nights.
Ooh.
That was miserable, man. It was miserable because
that could fuck up a night.
It could fuck I think they had leeway with the Mania because that's 2 nights. So they probably could have.
You could move things around.
Like you're kind of locked, man. You gotta. I mean, they got the thing that I seen that on yesterday's Raw. They got the
where they cover the wrestlers and they protect them, but that's fuck you if you bought tickets.
Yeah. So you take a risk with these stadium shows, man.
I just was about to say that just really. I'd have to say now you had Philadelphia where night 1 was
it's
uncomfortable,
miserable.
right?
Yeah.
And now you go to Cleveland and you're talking about it would make me question at least. I mean, isn't there like a rule for the Super Bowl? It has to be inside?
I don't think so. I want to
look that up because I thought there was.
Because they had that one in New York that one year.
True.
A couple of years back where it was like freezing.
That's true. I thought maybe
so I'm not sure.
Or maybe it's a consideration when they do it. But
I feel like that's got to be the
a consideration for me is like WrestleMania and SummerSlam, your 2 biggest events, and now you're going like it could be fucked up by weather.
Yeah.
And this card, I don't want this card to be fucked up. I'll take any other card being fucked up, not this one.
Yeah, right. Oh man, we'll see. I guess.
All right, Mike. Let's roll out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Wednesday, we're going to do a react show with Lauren. Thursday, going to do a community podcast. And Friday, we will do the SmackDown post show. Saturday will be the official Roman Reigns watch party where me and Mike will go live for the main event and then hit you guys with reactions after the show. Make sure to like and share the content. As always, I am Nerdy D. That is Milwaukee Mike. And we are out of here.